We don't even know how this looks. Or if there's any sound coming out. Huh, so far it looks like okay. Alright, we can kill this. I don't need you to hear the echo anymore. Hi everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a good day so far today. This is my complete rebuild of my laptop. For anyone who doesn't know, it's been a while since I've cleaned out, rethermaled my entire laptop. So we are going to be doing that today. Oh shit. Hopefully this holds on. I have the most janky Hackmates setup for this right now, and it's probably not going to work. So I'm probably going to have to reboot the stream once I figure out how to fix it. Yeah, it's not happy. Is it going to hold there? We good? We good? Hopefully we're good. Oh man. Let's okay, this is me with my my Surface Pro next to it, just so I can see what's going on, if there's anyone in chat or anyone hanging out. This is literally the first time I'm doing this, so, well, doing it live on stream anyway. Trying to even out the camera a little bit, at least a little bit. There we go. So yeah, this is Mr. Laptop. It is a iBuyPower laptop that I've had since 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. Big fan of it. It's definitely handled what I've needed to handle. So things we're going to be doing today, if you can't tell, is this is dusty as hell. So we're going to be blowing out the dust, cleaning out the dust. We're going to be applying new thermal paste. The thermal paste we're using is the Thermal Grizzly Chironaut. Thankfully, we're in a laptop, so I shouldn't need that much thermal paste. We also have medical grade rubbing alcohol, primarily because of the fact that I need medical grade stuff. The only warning I do have is we will be blowing out a bunch of the components. So I will be using a industrial blower for that. So I will warn you guys before that happens. So that way you can either mute or whatnot before it happens. So it would, just so you understand what's going on. Also, we have 0 bots running right now. The only thing that's going on right now is me handling everything. So hopefully this is coming out okay. So far it seems like it's running okay, so that's a plus. So I guess the main thing to do is I'm gonna have to remove the cover and go from there. Thankfully iBuyPower is nice enough that they didn't use any proprietary screws or anything like that. So that's a plus. That would have sucked. I hate when electronics use proprietary screws, because then it just makes it so much harder to do anything with the device. Because like if I want to rethermal it or whatnot, looking at you, Mac is the land of proprietary screws and shit like that. I'm gonna pull out the. Can't believe I have to do this. Every once in a while, where is my extension? Where is my extension? I know I have an extension somewhere. Nope. Because I can get in there. No, you know what? We'll just half-ass it. Like, it's just like just short. Let me get my extension. Extension time.
It's like my friend keeps asking me, well, why don't you come down here? Why don't you come down? I
There
said,
we
if
go.
I'm going to spend the money to go anywhere, I said, it's going to be Kentucky. I said, not South Carolina. And she says, yeah, I see. You know, I don't blame you. Well, okay, I'm glad you understand that because Kentucky's #1 right now.
This is what happens when you don't have a long enough driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely out. Oh, magnet. Alright, we might have to do it the other way. Let's just turn it the hell over. Oh, there it is.
Hugging and kissing the kids, and I'm just, I don't know.
So yeah, I'm definitely used to having a driver that can get to everything.
You're changing diapers, you're right there.
But sadly, I do not.
You know, and they always coughing and hacking on you when they're up there on the table.
Now the big fun is going to be opening the clamshell design, because if I remember right from when I opened this 2 years ago, I definitely had a miserable time opening it. I remember I had to look up a video on how to open this device. We might have to do that again. We'll have to do this again. It's not the best because I don't have my extension on me, and I don't know where my actual screwdriver is. So we're making do with what we have. Okay. Oh, we lost the camera. I see. The camera has gone traveling. Let's see if we can get the camera back again. Oh, camera. My camera. Stay forth, camera.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. For now. That'll be good for now. For now. Hopefully the audio is okay. We'll review it later. I don't know why the magnet's not grabbing today. I mean, my fixing set is like kind of old. And it's possible that the magnet over the years is just worn down. That would suck. Although something I did learn last time, or the first time I did this, was I thought these two screws had to come out. And they don't. They serve no function other than to keep that metal plate down. That's it. There is no other function other than this metal plate. Which I think is fine. I really do. Oh, God. Come on.
Well, I don't know.
Be nice to me.
You know, but it's been hard to find hammer.
Of course it's not being nice.
Laura got me.
Why would it be nice to me? There we go. Ah, shit.
I wish she had told me she was going.
That's how you can't get nice things. I will have to find that in a second.
One guess. But I'm sure she didn't tell me because she knew I'd yell at her.
So.
But you're already there. I can't yell at you not to go. And then I was at ShopRite and, they've had packages of hamburger meat.
Okay.
Not a lot, but I picked up
Oh.
another one, so I'm pretty good on
There we
hamburger
go.
meat for now. Chicken, ShopRite has.
Let me see if I can find that screw real quick. Most importante to find screw. Oh, screw.
Get that bit pasta, or get all that stuff, even in ShopRite.
Of course, I fell on a rug
There's no
floor.
getting that kind of stuff in ShopRite. And then over in, they have the bags of like the Weaver chicken.
Normally I would
Whether it's the
use my
fingers
flashlight.
or whatever, and the frozen foods, chicken, fish and stuff. There's none of that. With none of that in the case of the wall.
That's why I like using a magnetic screwdriver. Less problems. Less likely to lose parts too. I already know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna end the stream, and then when I do that, later on, I'll find the screw. Then I'll be like, oh, well, never mind, I found it.
No,
Aha! I have succeeded where others have failed.
everything that I need to do
All right,
in that trip.
back to the original scheduled program. All right. Oh God. Okay, so now if I remember, I have to turn the device around,
But try not to go at it.
and you have to pull up. It's like this weird pulling sensation. You know what? I'm gonna retape this real quick. I can't have the camera keep drifting as I'm doing this. That's what you get for taping one way, but not the other way. If you guys could see the janky setup I have right now to try and get this to work, you all would laugh.
Get your man about Steve.
That's what happens when you don't have a tripod, you don't have anything. Because this is the first time I'm doing a stream like this, so it's like, oh, it can't be that hard to set up. I've now learned is indeed hard to set up. Janky hacks, bro. Janky hacks. Okay. I'm hoping what I just put on will be enough to stop it from sliding. If not, I'll apply more tape. Isn't that the solution for everything? Just apply more tape. Hey, what's up, actual Kyle? Oh, God. Yep. The laptop is old and dirty and needs some loving. And so, lo and behold, that's what we're doing today. Alright, so if I remember right, it is this. Then it feels like you're going to break the damn thing. And I remember I freaked out the first time when I learned how to do this. There it is. Voila. So this is the inside of a iBuyPower computer. The main things about it is it's got a 3-cooler setup. The 3 coolers on it. This one is for the CPU. This one is a secondary fan, so this board is designed to have 2 discrete graphic cards on board of it. So you have the first discrete graphics card, and then you have a second discrete graphics card that can actually go here. So you have a second piping system already in, if you ever wanted to put the second graphics card in and SOI it. And then you have your third graphics card, which is here. So that is that. As you can see, we are dusty as shit. So that's the main reason why we're in here. We're in here to clean it out because I never properly cleaned out the damn thing. And we are here to make sure everything is on the up and up with it.
So, I don't know.
SLI on a laptop, because this was a high-end gaming laptop.
I have, pierogies in there. So I got enough boxes for everybody. We want to do pierogies. I said, we just need to figure out what we're going to have with it. I said, the hamburger meat I have in there, I want to do hamburgers for Saturday. She says, well, Saturday we're not going to be here for dinner. Or Sunday either.
The main thing about the SLI is this card here is an actual full 98. It is not 98M. It is not anything else. It's what's called an MXM board. It's a specific kind of discrete motherboard for the video cards that was designed. Unfortunately, MXM, love them or hate them, didn't last long in the greater scheme of things. And so the highest I can get if I wanted to upgrade my video card would be to the 1060. I think it's the 1060. It's the highest I can go. But I would never actually ever do that. So, oh, one more. I'm like sitting here going, why is it not popping out? It's supposed to pop out. There we go. And that would be one battery pack removed, so we are now safe. Well, so the only way to get the SLI on the laptop is if you went, like when I bought this, the only way I could get the SLI on the laptop is if I was to go with the 98M, and I would rather have a full card than the 98M. So that's the main reason behind that. Okay, so where to start? Start at the beginning, Sig. Yeah, no. Okay. Trying to remember exactly which screws have to be removed. So it's okay. Now I remember it. So these are in the number order that you're supposed to put them down in, and then if I remember right, once you pull it out, then it should come straight out. The heating element should. I'm trying to do all this by memory from what I did 2 years ago.
So I made French toast. Bill doesn't eat French toast because of the bread. He doesn't eat bread. So I said to him, I said, well, I have some hash browns. I says, do you want me to
Didn't fully release.
put a couple on for you and do it?
But yeah, this is the computer I stream on, I game on, everything. So this is my everything. So if I break this shit, streams offline, man.
Riley came out to the kitchen. I said, here, I said, can you give me so then Brenda goes, is that what you're eating for breakfast? You don't want me to go to the Dunkin's? You couldn't have off your ass and cooked an egg for your husband instead of spending money to go to Dunkin' Donuts? What is the big friggin' deal? Squirt one goddamn eggs, toast. I just did a hash brown. I was not going to do it. It's not my place. I just made French toast and salt for everybody else. I'm not going into this thing.
So yeah, this is a pretty, like, the one thing I will give about the iBuyPower stuff, this is technically speaking iBuyPower and a bunch of the boutique laptop programs. A lot of them are, how do I explain this? They use what this brand of motherboard, this brand of laptop is, which is, this is actually a Clevo, CLEVO, is the brand. And what they do is they get the stock chassis motherboard and the video card and all that, and then just add in their own components. So when you're like, oh, I want I want the HyperX RAM. They go in and they remove the RAM that came with it and put in their RAM that you told them to put in. And if you're like, oh, I want to have this kind of hard drive, okay, no problem. They go in and they will remove and put in the whatever you were asking for. Okay, so that's that. That's one, and then, but yeah, I've been. The problem was when I got this laptop, I was in the in between phase of just graduating college and just being out of school, and so like I still had that desire to be partly I the best way to put it is I needed to be mobile. And so I was like, but there was a part of me that was just like, I know I could save a lot of money if I just build a desktop. You know, I'd get so much more bang for my buck than going with that. Well, so a lot of the laptops, especially the gaming laptops, have cheap freaking thermal paste. They really do. They have shitty thermal paste, and so it doesn't last long. And even if you decide, like, let's say if you go on to iBuyPower will do a, you could pay for their premium thermal compound. The thermal compound they usually include is, where is it at? Like right here. They'll be like, we have this Arctic Silver 5 premium thermal compound, and they'll charge you like $20 for this tube. And they'll say, oh yeah, you know, it's $20 for the tube, and you know, we'll put on the thermal compound for you, which is what this stuff is. What's on here right now is the Arctic Silver. Nothing wrong with it. It's just not the highest end. So that's why, like, it has issues at times. You know, after time, this will dry the hell out. Well, so that's what I'm saying is, like, when you pay for the premium Arctic Silver, what they'll do is they'll actually go in, clean off the thermal compound that Clevo, the company that built this laptop, put on here. They'll clean it, and then they'll put the Arctic Silver 5 that they're charging $20 for. What if I told you this Arctic Silver 5 you could buy in a store for $4? You literally buy this for $4, and this is 3.5 grams. This is way more than enough you'll ever need for anything you're doing. Like, even if you're doing, like, right now I'm going to be doing the graphics card and the CPU. This is like way more than I will ever need for this job. It's like $4, but they'll charge me 25. You know, it's just like, okay, so what am I paying for? Well, you're just paying for premium thermal compound. No, bitch. This is premium thermal compound. This is $11 per gram. Okay, so. Okay, so where is. Trying to remember how to get this out. Because I know I have to remove the 4, but something else is holding it down. I wonder if it's just these two. Let's find out. What's the worst that happens? I unscrew the wrong thing and break the whole thing.
He's got every right to because the girls got it all the time. Okay? I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong. All I know is I understand why. Because his sister's got everything for both of them. He got shit. And he got caught when his
Trying to
mother
be
passed.
careful.
And he was taking care of his father, so he started going with
Mm.
his
I have to be missing a screw somewhere.
his dad out of jail. He gave up. And that's my full belief that he had money. I don't care if he's got it hidden in her daughter's names or in a safe deposit box. I don't know. But he should not tell me he did not have his name or money put aside.
I mean, unless the thermal compound really has dried out that much that it's like glued down to the bracket, which is possible.
And supposedly now they're supposedly switching the house. Now the house are different.
Yeah, it's just freaking
How do you
glued down to the board.
that house?
Holy shit. Holy shit. That was hard. Okay, so let's put these back in. These don't need to come out.
Not to mention that you still have to have a certain amount, you know, you gotta have electric on, because they go in and do work on the house. Now supposedly they're getting ready to switch to heat, because it was oil heat, switch it over to gas. Now you're talking money. And where are you getting that money from?
I would like to also point out that's a ridiculous amount of thermal compound that they put on.
And I told Bill,
I'm surprised they put that much thermal compound on.
money is money, and that's all she thinks about is money.
That is a ridiculous amount of thermal compound. Holy shit. Did they like literally just take the like Arctic Silver tube and just like straight on the damn thing? Like, we're just gonna like jam this shit right on there for funsies. Okay, so let's start off with cleaning off the stuff. Okay, my pads still look good though, so that's a plus. I didn't buy new pads, so I'm kind of glad that the
so they're still going after it.
okay. But yeah, look at how much thermal compound that is. That is a stupid amount of thermal compound that they put onto this freaking tiny ass chip.
Where is all this money? A lot of money. I mean, bad enough we got all the other stuff. Glenn and her got all the other stuff. And I just hope it was worth her not having family. Because he don't have family, because he ripped his brothers off. So he don't have a family. And now she don't have a family, because none of the family wants nothing to do with her. And she only has her 2 kids at the time. That's it.
There we go. But yeah, most of the time you want to use isopropyl alcohol. Usually the highest concentration you can get, the better, is what you're shooting for.
So it's not over. They're just needing to get their stuff together. And Bill told them, there's been a lot of stuff coming down. And now they just need to do this and get it done. And then Gil worries about his thing. I was like, see this son of a bitch hang?
There we go. Nice and shiny and clean and purty. Much better.
You know, they're saying it was mental unstable mentally wise. But yet he's supposedly had a business in his name. And he's writing out these big checks. $200,000. He's made a gift to Donna. Give me a break. Yeah, really.
Gotta get all of this shit off.
That's what I
Because if you don't, it's just you're wasting your time at this point. So, Kyle, have you ever wound up doing a redoing your computer before, or
Ass off. And believe me, his father worked his ass off. That man never took a day off. Never took a day off. He took one day off in his whole life. And he sat and figured out how much money he would have made that day, how much he would have made if he put it in the bank in compounded interest, and how much he lost. So he never took another day off after that. Never. Worked holidays and everything to make the money.
I built several desktops?
And
Okay.
to come down to that.
Well, still, like, you've never, after you built the desktop though, did you ever do like the maintenance, like the blowout, the changing out of thermal compound and all that, or no?
Billy's going the same way. For somebody who hates his father so much, he's working very hard to become like him. Very much like him.
Okay. Mmm. Smells like oranges. Okay.
My bad.
This is the only part that ever scares me, is when you start like doing the CPU and the GPU direct on its own. Because I'm always afraid of like not doing it well enough, and then because I didn't do it well enough, I have to go in and redo it.
You have a lot of trouble.
Okay, cool. I mean, the one thing I am grateful for when I was growing up, my parents bought a computer. I mean, we had an Apple IIe and everything, and I may or may not have broken that damn thing. And then we had a Mac at one point. Hey, there we go. We can actually see.
So you're not shutting it off at night anymore?
But our first computer, our first actual computer, was a 75 megahertz AST. Now, if you don't know what AST is, it's a company that used to make high-end computers for the time for businesses, and they did well for a bit, and then they got too big for their britches and basically blew up their own spot. That, and followed by like the advent of what the hell is that company? Always the one that had the cow. Their box was a cow. I always forget the name of them.
All right. Bye.
But yeah, it was an AST, and it 75 megahertz. It had Windows 3.11 with a free upgrade. It's not Dell. Hold on, easy way to find out. Computer company cow logo. Gateway. There it is. Haha. I knew I'd find it. Yeah, but Gateway's what killed a lot of these like IBM and like all these companies that were like building computers and charging people like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So like the AST back in the day, I think was like $1,000. But then Gateway came around and was just like, we're gonna build computers for the normal person. You know, the person who doesn't want to drop $1,000. You know, our computers will get you on. Our computers will get you on onto AOL. You want to get on AOL? We can get you on AOL. I keep getting it almost clean, and then like I accidentally shift to a dirty part on the rag, and then it re-dirties the chip. There we go. I think that's good. I think that's pretty good. I could be happy with it. Are you happy with that level of success? Yes, please. That's the finisher drop. As I then get a dirty part of the rag again. And that was the whole thing, was like, that was huge back in the day when Gateway showed up on the scene and just like started going to town on computers. Because like now the common person could go out to like Gateway and get like a Gateway computer for like pennies on the dollar, you know, compared to like an AST or an AMD, not AMD, the hell's the name of it? An AST, an IBM, you know, any of those big manufacturers back in the day. You know, and don't get me wrong, they built their computers that there was no upgradability on them. Like if a component went bad, the component went bad. That was it. You were done. I know this because I had a friend who had a Gateway computer and his power supply fried. And there was no replacing that power supply. That was it. It was done. It was donezo. Okay, cool. You know, and so that was the biggest issue, was just like, it just like felt like there was just nothing you could do. Alright, this one's gonna be a pain in the ass because they put so much freaking compound on it. One more over here. So much compound. Yes, boys and girls, there is such a thing as too much compound. Gonna need a bigger cloth. Can almost get it out. But yeah, it was just like, but I was thankful, you know, to get back to the original story, I was thankful for the fact that, like, when it was like, oh, we're going to upgrade the modem, you know, they were like, all right, we'll buy a new modem. And then it was like, all right, go install it. Wait, what? Yeah, go install it. What's the worst that happens? We break it, we send it to a repair person, and we do exactly what we were going to do anyway, which is replace the damn thing. And so that's what 100% got me less nervous about getting inside of a computer. And so I was always thankful for that, you know. You know, rag soon. This rag is taking a beating. Oh man. Thank you. Thank you, iBuyPower, for your ridiculous amount of thermal compound that I have to remove. I am appreciative of it. There we go. You're starting to be able to see it now. I don't know if it's clear. But that is a stupid amount of freaking compound they put on there. Like, stupid amount. And I have no clue why they decided that was a great idea. I got this great idea. What's that? Let's just pour the entire 3.5 grams of fluid right onto the damn CPU. What? Yeah, it'll be great. You know what they say, more thermal compound the better, right? Ha 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 ha. You know, idiot. Okay. So there we go. Almost there. Problem is, the protective pad, I can see the thermal paste underneath the protective pad. Like I just pulled out some. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna get a different cloth. Oh, different cloth. Steal a slice of pizza. Okay. Let's try this again. This time with feeling. Most importante. Also, Kyle, I'm trying to like do the audio over my Bluetooth headphones, so I don't have a clue if it's clear at all, what it sounds like. So hopefully it's clear enough. Hopefully we're not... Oh, okay, good. My fear was it's picking up off of the speakerphone and not off of the Bluetooth headphones I have in. But yeah, this is what's called an MXM board. It comes in a bunch of varieties. They started them in the 1800s, the 800 series. Then they did 900 series, and then they went up to 1070, I think. The biggest problem is they're like different shapes and sizes. So just because you have one doesn't mean that they all work. And that's the biggest issue, is just like you have to look at your model that you have of Clevo, and then when you look at your model of Clevo, it'll tell you which versions of MXM you can fit in here. Now the worst part is, because of how specific MXMs are, to go up to the 1060, if I wanted to go up to the 1060, like you know what, screw it, we're gonna go from the 980 to the 1060, which is like a sideways jump. It's not even like a full jump. The only thing I would get different would be the encoder, which would be better for streaming, which is what I looked at. To get that, the going price on that is, if I recall, close to, God, it's like almost $1,200, $1,300. MXM 1060 GTX. It's like stupid expensive. There's Eurocon upgrade price list. Here we go. NVIDIA fan 1070. All right, so it goes up to 1070. Ready for this? $850. 850 bucks. If I wanted to do it. So to go to a 1070, which is like a sideways jump, is $850. But I love how like they try and sell this. Like you can get two of them, so you can SLI it, right? Two of it is $1,700. Like it's a deal, and I'm like, dude, 850 times two is 1,700. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Is like at the end of the day, I'd be better off. I'd be better off going into my Thunderbolt port and like just doing an external graphics card at that point. Because you figure buying the enclosure for the external is like $400, 500 bucks, right? And then you can get like a 2060. You get a 2060, which is light years ahead of a 1070. And you could do all that for the same price as the 1070 MXM. So it's like, why would I even bother? And that's where I'm at. It's just like, now don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, my battle plan is to eventually build a desktop, because that's been in the works for a while now. The new desktop I want to build is going to be pretty. And by pretty, I mean lack of RGB, because I don't understand why everyone is upset. This is why me and Linus Tech Tips get along so well, because they also don't understand what the obsession with RGB is. It's like, yes, it comes with RGB. It's like, yes! This is like, RGB! Like of all my friends, I don't know of anyone who's like, oh my god, if it doesn't have RGB, it's not a computer. Screw you. If I can get 2 dots of better like performance out of my computer by not having RGB, guess what I'm not going to have? RGB. Alright. Now I do apologize now. We are going to have some loud sounds, as I will be taking my expensive ass air blower and clearing out. So if you want to mute for the next few seconds, I will understand. I'm going to keep talking, but I'm going to try and do it as quickly as possible. So this is your warning. I am warning you. As I said, I have no clue how loud this is going to be over the damn thing, but you have to go shopping soon? Oh. Well, then I will endeavor to start missing you the second you leave for shopping. Like endeavor. I will be so sad. I will cry deeply. What are you going shopping for? Anything good? Oh, weekly groceries? Oh, I have to do that later. I mean, how fun. Now the big thing, I didn't know this. It wasn't until I started watching 90s Tech Tips about a couple of years ago. I did not know that you could fry your fans by blowing air into the fan itself. Like, I didn't know this. Like, 100%, I did not know that if you blew air into the fan, that you have a chance of burning out the fan. And so it's like, huh. Oops. Oops. Well, that's the whole thing is, that's what they tell you to do, is like you hold the blade and then you do it. Me, being an idiot that I was all of these years, I was just to go, oh yeah, take the blower and blow it into it and watch it spin as the dust would blow out of it. Thankfully, I've never fried a fan. But like when they showed the one episode on Linus Tech Tips, you know, like when they showed it, like you could like really destroy a fan, and then they showed it, I'm like, oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Ooh. Oops. Shows what I know, right? But I have better maintenance care now. I'm a much smarter and wiser boy now. Much smarter and wiser boy. Now, what's funny is this fan's not connected to anything, and is the least dust covered, which is kind of funny. Like, it's literally connected to nothing. It's just there in case one day I decide, like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw that SLI in, man. I've decided. I've decided to spend $1,000. Dude, $1,000, I can build a better desktop than my current laptop. Like, how sad is that shit? Like, what would be my reasoning of ever, doing that? Where is my part? Like, I feel like I'm missing something. Would help if you put the actual blade all the way on, Sig. There we go. Fan's done. That should be the last of the blowing. Alright. Oh, last of the blowing. Alright, come on out, little friend. Applicatas pasta termina thermal grizzly. Importe, viscere contasto con elejos in peste, montane large de Avalanche di Caricia caso di inquistio casocom o est procedurare immediatio medico. I know what the last part said. If you eat this, call a doctor. Okay. You know what I should do? I should just eat this right now live on stream, right? Ooh. Certificate of origin. An original Thermal Grizzly product. Verify the code. I can go online right now and verify that this is a authentic Thermal Grizzly product. Oh boy. There we go. 1 gram of Thermal Grizzly. Let's see if I can do a better job at thermal pasting than iBuyPower did. Watch him get screw this whole thing up right now. Alright, and now we take our cool little spatula. I know technically speaking you don't have to do this, but I'm like, I am anal retentive. There we go. That should be good. Oh no, start at 4. Start at 4. But yeah, the last, said 5 years or so, I've been gaming on a laptop and streaming on a laptop. It's kind of why I was glad like I got a decent computer when I did. The only thing I've upgraded in this computer so far was the memory. I've upgraded the memory. I used to only have 16 gigs on board. I now have 30. No, I have 64 gigs on board now because I got a real sweet deal on this HyperX RAM. Like I mean, like real sweet deal. Like I could not argue with the deal I got for it. There we go. 1 gram of thermal grizzly compound. It's like painting. Painting in the lines. There we go. That's actually better than the CPU. I'm really proud of that one. That one's super good. We already blew you out, right? We already blew out your fans. But you know what? No, what's really funny is like I was really like 100% like I had my PC part picker list pulled out and everything set. Like I already knew what I was gunning for. And then the Backstreet Boys happened. And then when the Backstreet Boys happened, I kind of was like, all right, you know what? With the Backstreet Boys going on, Backstreet Boys reunion tour, I'm gonna like not do anything computer wise yet, because that's gonna like the Backstreet Boys reunion tour is like screwing with everything in electronics. I mean, like you got all kinds of people buying computers for the first time, buying newer computers, upgrading computers. You have people buying computers so that way they can play games because they're at home because of the pandemic. You know, it's just like Backstreet Boys screwed up the whole system. Like, so like there was that part of me that was just like, all right, I already know what I'm gonna build. Like I was like gonna go. I was still gonna stay with Intel, even though like I know the movement right now is like pro AMD. But I was gonna stay with Intel 9900K and build from there. But then it's just like, do I really want to do that right now? You know, like. And the answer is no. No, I don't. This poor battery. I've got to replace this battery at some point. The battery has like no lifespan left in it. After years and years and years of usage, the poor battery is like on its final legs. But years and years of using the laptop finally like, all right, man, thank you so much for stopping by. It is really appreciated. Hopefully this has been an interesting. This is my first time doing a stream like this, and so like I don't have any of the proper equipment or anything, but it's really appreciated. But yeah, hopefully I'm hoping I don't screw anything up. I should have streamed when I replaced the RAM, because replacing the RAM in this thing is ridiculous. Because what you have to do, and this is a true statement, what you have to do to replace the RAM in this is there's 2 slots up front here that you can see, and then there's 2 more slots on the other side of the motherboard. And so what you have to do is you have to go through the keyboard. And so there's a screw. There's a screw in the middle here somewhere. I don't remember exactly where it's at. I'll probably remember it afterwards. Let me see if I can find it. I might have already covered it. But there's a screw. And what you wind up having to do is you take the screw out, right? And when you take the screw out, you can then open up the computer. And the keyboard is held in magnetically at that point. And you have to like push your screwdriver through the motherboard. I'm not even joking. Like that's the instructions is take a long screwdriver and push it through the motherboard. That's what I said is like it's actually like freaky. Like if the keyboard's here, where is it at? It's like a hole. It's like literally a hole that was designed in the motherboard. I'm not gonna be able to find it right now. But literally, you take a screwdriver and like when I was reading the instructions on how to do it, I was just like, you want me to what? And it's like, yeah, push the screwdriver through to pop the keyboard. And it's like, make sure it's firm but gentle because you don't want it to be too hard because then you can break the keyboard. And I'm like, are you serious? And so like I wound up doing this. You know, I went through the whole process, and like when I finally popped, I'm like, like I felt like I was just like, it's just like, oh god, oh, I almost died. The other cool thing is this has 2 hard drive spots. So this is my, this is actually my Samsung 860 Pro hard drive. And then on the other side, so if you want to replace your M.2s, you have 2 M.2s that you have accessible on this board. Neither one are on this side. The M.2s are all on the other side underneath the keyboard. And so if you want to change out your M.2 drives, you have to do it that way. But like you have access to technically, is it 3? No, 2. So you have 2 2.5 millimeter ports that are like here and here that you can install. So like I have I think it's 2, it's a gigabyte of hard disk drive storage, 2 gigabytes of solid state drive storage in here because I have the M.2 which is a gig, and then I have the 860 Pro which is a gig. Trying to remember what else and then the other thing was like I lost one M.2 slot because of the fact that I decided to upgrade to the Sound Blaster card, and I didn't realize upgrading to the Sound Blaster cards in a laptop would make you lose an M.2 slot. So this board actually has 4 M.2 slots, one of which is a hard drive right now. One is now that's the one is the Sound Blaster, and then the other thing I didn't know is upgrading to Killer Ethernet. You know, the Killer Ethernet ports and all that. Switching to that eats a 3rd M.2 slot. So technically, I only have 1 additional M.2 slot that I can access, but they're all on the other side of the board. I am not doing that today because I have no reason to get to that. But like, it was nuts back in the day when like I was dealing with that. It's just like, you want me to what? You want me to shove a screwdriver where? Oh, okay. Sure, I guess. I need to clean this off. This definitely needs to be cleaned off. Got the brush still on here? No. I do not have the brush on here right now. Oh, brush. It's going to get loud for a second again. I apologize. Alright, cool. And now that's clean. Okay, so then putting the clamshell back on is less nerve-wracking than taking it off. I can tell you that much. Because that's literally all it takes to put the clamshell back on. Clamshell, done. I did it. Now all that's left is to put all the screws back in and see if it still works. Okay. Come on. I'm just glad I didn't need. I bought 2 packets of the Thermal Grizzly. Thankfully, I didn't need both. I was afraid 1 gram wasn't going to be enough. I really was. I was like, ugh, is that going to be enough? I hope so. Should have played some music. Some music would have been good. Things to think about the next time I do something like this. Okay. Oh, now the magnet wants to work. Magnet didn't work before, but sure as hell working now. Isn't that the story of life? The other part that I find funny is they put these grills on here, so it looks like you have like stereo speakers, but you really only have 1 speaker. Well, it's 1 speaker and a bass, and it's all out of the one thing. But of course, they wanted to make it uniform, so like, all right, that is everything. So we are buttoned up. Now we make sure that the computer actually starts. the final phase of a repair is make sure you hear the computer boot up, and then you make sure that I'm currently taking my green tape off because I don't need that on top of the stuff anymore. Let's see here. God, this is so dusty. Yep. Come here, fan. Do fan thing. I have made a mess. You have made a mockery of the whole thing. Alright, I'm going to close this real quick. Don't want you all to see my pen. Because, of course... There we go. Unable to contact license software. But yeah, just to show you. That little time, like, remember, it was plugged in the entire time. That little time that it was off, and not even plugged in, we're at 35% power. Let me rephrase that. We are out of power. That's how bad the battery is. I'll probably have to reopen it at some point. I'll probably have to buy a new battery. Yeah, she's stone cold dead. That's the power of having a shit battery. Hopefully it's still working. Siegfried just screwed shit up. Alright, give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna take this into my room and power it on there. Hopefully you can still hear me. Oh. If you can't, well then I apologize for the inability to do normal things. Oh, remembered one last thing I had to clean off, which is my laptop cleaning pad. So, you can hear me. You'll hear it get out one last time. Oh, that was dusty. A poor laptop. Alright, let's see here. It'll be really bad is like, you guys can't hear me while I'm doing all this. Okay. Ugh. Cooling fan is being loud and annoying. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Hell, I don't even know if you can hear me. I'll review the videotape later. Find out if you guys actually were able to hear me or not during this. I thought I had third. Two Ethernet cords. Oh, okay. So we're powering up now. Let's go on a journey together. A journey. Going on a journey. Okay. There we go. Of course I just plugged in devices. Now you're probably hearing the sound effect. What that is the underboard being all grumpy. That's not the laptop itself. But like, so you can see, it's just like, there's the battery. fully charged now. So like that's how I know there's something wrong with the battery. Is like off power, it's dead. Unplugged, it's like, oh, you're dead. So let's switch this back to this. So, hey, there's my green screen. So yeah, we're gonna. The camera's here. So yeah, I'm gonna call this here. So I can finish buttoning up the other part. But so far, it all seems to be working well. And actually, let me see. I wanted to bring up the thermal numbers. I could bring that up with the ICU. So let's switch back to this. Hey, it's me. Look, it's me. The ICU. I always forget where it's at. Don't need you. There it is. Dashboard. So there we go. So right now we are at 45 degrees temperature. The NVIDIA card itself is at 38 degrees. Normally afterwards, I was somewhere around like the 60s, 70s, you know, before any of this happened. I guess the real thing is, like, in theory, I should put it under a load, but I don't have a way to mount this and put it under a load. So that's the main issue right here. And so, like, steady at 38, steady at 40s. It's not bad. It's definitely way better than when I started. So, that's a plus. I wonder if we could do it this way. Hold on. We're gonna look at this screen. Yeah, that screen's good. Yeah, this screen's good. Yeah, I don't think there's a way for me to. I don't think there's a way for me to end and then. I mean, I guess I could end and re-jump back in. I mean, I guess I could do that. Well, we're holding decently. So I can't be too mad. Yeah, Core 1 jumped up to. Hold on, let me hear if I can hear fan speed. I can't hear anything over my freaking loud ass freaking cooling mat. So right now we're coasting at 40s to 50s, 39 degrees with no load, and with the fan curve tuned, so that way, like, when we're in the 40s and 50s, I have it set that it doesn't tune up the fan curve. So let's, you know what? I know how we'll test this. Move this over here. Move this over here. Ow. What's a nice graphically intensive game that I have? I guess Monster Hunter is probably my most graphically intense game I have. Because before, when I was streaming, like, things would be loud as shit. All right, so now with the game starting to boot in, our G-force is now at 47 degrees, 48 degrees, 49, 50. So it's starting to go up now that it's under load. Our cores are now at 70, 60s to 70s. And that's with no, that's without any fan. All right, so now I can hear the fans starting to like churn up. I do apologize for the shaky cam, but it's currently being held by my hand. So please forgive me. But yeah, I was at 70s. 70s to 80s. Core count with the fans on high. The G-force was at fans at high. Okay, so let's move around a little bit. So we're at a 50% load on the 6700K. And right now, as it sits, we are cruising at 53 degrees on the video card and 54 to 60 on the cores. So overall, what we did was 100% worth, because I've drastically reduced my heating load. I mean, even with the game running right now, I'm not having the fan speed that I was having originally. The original fan speed was awful. It was like god awful. I hated it because it was just like I would turn the computer on and it was just like I'm like shit. So that's where things sit on that. So on my end, I think I'm gonna bring this part of the stream, the laptop cleanup and all that, because we're good. It's fixed. It's good. To a close. We may do a B side of the stream tonight. It all depends on what's going on. Just follow Twitter, Discord, and all that stuff to be able to find out then. And hopefully I will see you guys then. Other than that, thank you guys so much for this first time that we've done this. I know there was a lot of quirkiness with getting the camera and everything set up. So I appreciate you guys for your understanding. Other than that, let's get out of here and have a nice day. Bye! Are you sure you want to end the stream? Nah.